one more from the book that we read. It is the law of identity. Identity means a lot of things. Some of you know I teach a crime scene investigation class. Right? And in that world, identity is all about fingerprints and DNA and how to identify individuals. Okay? Your identity as an individual is important. And that's where I would start. Your identity as an individual. Not your fingerprint, not your DNA, not your driver's license, not your passport. But what makes you, you? If you had, I want you to think about this. This is not a discussion. This is an inside your head thinking. I want you to think, I'll give you 60 seconds, to think of if you could only tell 2 things about yourself to somebody else so they can make a decision about who you are. What 2 things would you tell? Call that 60 seconds. Groups of 5 have been working pretty well today. So keep those 2 thoughts in your head. We're going to need them here in a minute. But go ahead and make a group of 5 and try to make them mixed belt ranks. You have exactly 10 seconds to do that. Go. Sir.
Let's have you.
More? Let's do it. Yeah.
Have your group of 5 find the open space.
Yeah, get much of the brown bread, but always.
Need one more over here.
I'll take that.
When you have a group of 5, you'll sit down facing each other.
Sir?
All right, now I'm going to give you a minute or 2 to share. The lowest rank will share first, and then you'll go up in ranks from there. You can only share the 2 things that you thought of. And not a lot of discussion and stuff, just real quick. These are my 2 things, these are my 2 things, these are my 2 things, these are my 2 things. Go.
More bright.
I was going to say I'm stuck.
Family man, and I run a business. Well, that's all right.
What about your personality?
What's working? Oh, is she the body I saw over there? Back down. Well, if it's any consolation, she won't be the only injury. So she'll follow it after this. So.
That's it, what you did?
If your group needs more time, show me by raising the number of fingers how many more minutes you need. You got 1 more minute.
How tired are you guys?
7. I get 7 or 8. Just gotta push through.
I don't think so. I think they just have some
Really hard intense. is every Friday. St. Valentine's is part of the test. Sleep deprivation.
Wrap up your conversations.
Yes, sir.
Now, what I would like to know, if there's any group that everyone had the exact same two things. They had the exact same two things? What were they? Well, kind of, isn't it? Exact. Okay, so not exact. Does anyone have exact? Okay, that's because we're individuals. Right? None of you are me. I am not any of you. Right? We all have different backgrounds, we all have different priorities, we all have different values. The law of identity simply says that shared values define a team. So let me ask a question differently. Raise your hand if your group had at least one value or idea that was shared by more than one person. That's almost everyone. Couple still looking for it. I imagine if I allowed you to share 5 things about yourself, every group would have had to share.
Sir.
So identity can be a lot of things. Can you look at somebody and tell something about them?
Make a guess.
What if we saw somebody wearing one of these snazzy blue uniforms?
Yes, sir.
That guy's a mile high karate person. What does that tell you about that person?
They do karate, sir.
Okay, that's the straightforward answer. They're disciplined, that's a little deeper. Okay, I'll take that.
They're leaders.
I like that idea.
They have self-control.
Good. One more. You're curious. Okay, now, how many of those things would a stranger that had never taken karate or studied martial arts have thought of for seeing someone? I think they would have thought of the first one. Hey, that guy does karate. They might have come up with, they probably know self-defense. Would the average person walking down the street that saw a karate uniform think about courtesy, think about respect and discipline? Do all of you agree that everyone in Mile High Karate should have discipline and courtesy? And
Yes, sir.
would that be an example of our shared value?
Yes, sir.
So when I put on this uniform, the switch goes off in my brain. I think of all the lessons way back from the beginning with the 7 magic words. Right, on day 1. Think of all the things I've learned along the way, and it changes my state of mind. We talk about state and a whole bunch of those books that you all read. Get ready for prep cycle. Right? That's really important to my identity. This is not the only thing. I'm also a scout. Right? When I put the scout uniform, I think of like the scout law and the scout oath and all the things I learned from scouting. And when I put my EMT uniform, I think about how I respond with the public and how I treat people. Right? I have a lot of identities. And those are different teams. My EMT team is different than my scouting team is different than my karate team. So I think I have too many voices in my head. Here's what I want you to do in your group of 5. I would like you to come up with a visual representation of our shared ideals here at Mile High Karate, right, to help us with our identity. The tools you have are one whiteboard about the one eraser to clean it up later, or to change and edit. One marker. One marker. That means you have to communicate with each other. what goes on the drum. Maybe even share. But that's hard, but we can do it. I would like the highest ranked person in your group to come get a weight. I would like the one. No, sit down. Let's cross karate, son.
Sir.
Sir, wait for all the ranks. I would like the highest ranked person to come get a weight. I would like the lowest ranked person to go get a heartbeat. And I would like you to play rock, paper, scissors for who comes to get a eraser.
Sir.
Go.
Why don't you two rock, paper, scissors?
That means you go.
Give me a break, you two. Did you see that shirt?
But I thought the last two were paper.
No, they did rock. It was paper, then rock. Yeah. That was hilarious.
Definitely want to steal it.
Yeah, he must have been reading his mind. We used to do speed rounds just because that me and my friends are going to go 1, 2, 3, shoot, 1, 2, 3, shoot.
All right. Come back in this one moment.
Sir?
You have creative freedom, but one thought I had was if I take one of these boards and draw a line like this and a line like this, it's sort of like those family crests or those coat of arms. You know, you have 4 quadrants that you can put 4 different concepts in. You can have 4 different values. Now, if you choose to represent, values in a different creative form, that's fine. But if you're looking for a starting point, that's a good starting point. So you don't have forever. I want dinner. So, 4 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go.
Person gets a drop. Give me a break. All right. Let's do that. Super session. I think that's a good idea. Like he was between all. I don't know. What about family, guys? I know it was only mentioned by 2 of us, but don't we all have family? How would you draw that? Maybe stick figures? Are you okay with that?
Leadership.
Oh, like a family tree. Oh, no. Okay. Now with it. Okay. Alright, so there's one value. About another one. Something else we all share in common. Sorry, sir. How do you draw a person there?
Maybe doing the hard math.
How do you draw that? I was with you for a second. What is that now? All people lifting each other up.
And be like,
Okay, so is this? How do you draw it?
Hey, that's outside.
Because she said only one person can draw. Okay, all right. Yeah, go to town. Is that what you said?
Limited time.
You should go with Andre the Giant. He's known for gigantic power move. And again,
Alright, you have about 1 minute to finish up your thoughts.
how would you do that? You said one piece at a time.
Alright, wherever you are at, you will create a process. We're going to stop right now. So put the cap on the marker. Sir? And then place the marker on the ground. That's how we stop doing and start listening.
Good work, y'all.
We do not have time for every group to share, but I bet you we have time for 5 groups to share. You were fast, you're almost unanimous, and you were fast, and maybe Mr. Martinez. Okay, so let's start here. If you want to just stand up and kind of show your artwork off and talk real quick, you got 30 seconds.
Okay. Right. Unwavering, positive, role models, motivated, and it just encapsulates things like where
Excellent. So everyone's staring at the most responsible person in your group. Okay. That person should pick up the marker, and I'm going to have Mr. Galentine read those off one more time. And if you have something similar on yours, I want you to put a check mark next to it. Okay? Read those off again. Intensity.
discipline, hardworking, motivated, unwavering, positive, role model.
Excellent. Good. All right, I'm going to go to Ms. Kadari's group because they were just shaking their head no on every one of those. So they must have a completely different vision here. So let's see what you have.
And then this one was courtesy, and as you can tell, was super awesome artist, and someone opening a door.
I clearly, that's exactly what I got out of here. So courtesy and team building, mark those on your sheet if you have those. right? You are one of my other teams. Go ahead. Quick. Stand up.
So we just do like this. So this one is courtesy. The second one is respect. The third one is encouragement. Like, and then fourth one, honesty, and fifth one, self-control.
Good. Excellent.
What's
So,
the middle one? The middle one is encouragement.
if you have any of those, go ahead and put a big check mark next to it. Who was my, I think Miss Martinez was a group, and then you guys were a group, right?
Yes, sir. All right.
Slightly misunderstood. So we drew a My High Karate logo and put ideals in there. So someone wants to have a mention. We have perseverance, an indomitable spirit, and time management.
Oh, so it was almost a black belt training, but with extra stuff.
Yes.
Excellent. Good. So indomitable spirit, time management. You have those. Mark it down. Let's get the last group in here.
We do this, and the heart is supposed to stand for courtesy, and then this guy is meditating, which shows self-control, and then the shield is self-defense, and then this one is a student balance instructor, which is respect.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So does any group not have at least one check mark on the board from something that was shared by somebody else? Just hanging out all by yourself. But you got some of those things there. You just have to interpret the word. No more sharing, because we got a schedule to beat. But the idea here, and again, the law of identity says that shared values drive the team. So if I was going to pick shared values for Mile High Karate, we have the black belt creed. We have our student creeds. We have all of that shared knowledge from our 7 basic words and our listening positions and our concentrations. Right? We've got all that. We've got our basic respect and discipline. I've lost count of the number of times that Mrs. Christensen has said, without respect and discipline, we can't do anything else. That's going to be a foundation. And there's something really, really big written on the back of the school. This is a black belt school, right? And here we all are, all in this mountain retreat. So there's a lot of shared value here already. I hope it's part of your identity. That's the law of identity. If you'd be so kind as to use the cleaning tools to clean off the whiteboards, and have the same people that got the equipment put the equipment away, then in the next 30 seconds we can be ready to stand up.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.